And I hired her the night before. I said, here, hand these things out and give me leads. So you need to go out and get that team, and it has to function as a separate unit. They have to go out and hunt places to put the booths out. They should be out getting out your lead boxes. They should be out getting the rack cards out. And we have all this for you. As it's out there, then you are presenting yourself as a community resource. That's our first goal. We want to be the good guys. We want to help the people in our community. And if we can take every kid in that community and put them through one of our 9 different 21-day courses, is that a benefit for our community? Darn right it is. Now we're going to get a benefit too, but if we all do this and we all run kids through this program, we're going to change a lot of kids' lives. So don't look at this strictly as just another way to go out and try to hustle up leads. We're trying to build the image of us being a community resource for our communities. Okay, our prospect list. Once we have these leads, first let's talk about these leads. For years we've all done it. We've gone out and tried to generate leads, and mostly we've generated karate type leads. The old way we used to try to do it is we would go online and we would get some kind of mailing list. We would blindly send out any number of cards, 100 a week, 500 a week. I've done as much as blast 5,000 or 10,000 at a time. It cost me $2,500, $5,000 to do it. And the returns were always very, very minimal because we're cold calling these people. And at the exact minute that they pick up that card, they're going to want to take karate lessons. That's kind of like hunting ducks by looking up your chimney and hoping one flies over and you can shoot him at that time. It's pretty tough sledding. What we're trying to do with our Kids in Power is we're going out and going to these people and getting them to raise their hand and say, my child has a need and a want. I'm a parent with a child that has a need or a want. Now imagine if you had 1,000 parents that were in an auditorium and you knew that every single one of them had a child who had a need or a want, and you could go in and talk to them. If you went in there every week and talked to them about the benefits of your program, how often do you think you'd be able to get people involved in your program? Now without that group of leads, it doesn't work. If you go in that auditorium and it's empty, it isn't going to do you any good. So it's incumbent on you to get this team going and get these leads built. There's several ways to do it. You can do it with birthday parties. You can do it with prospecting through the students you have, or you can take advantage of all the materials we have here, find some people who want to work part-time for you, and get them out there and get them doing this. It's not that hard to do, but you have to change your way of thinking and make sure you look at this as a separate entity. Back to your present students. Let's get them, well, I'm sorry. We just went over building our prospect list. Let's talk about our present students. The present students we have, if every one of your students just enrolled one friend next week, it'd probably change all of your lives. It's as simple as that. All they need to do is bring one friend. Now as an industry, we haven't done a very good job of doing that, mostly because it's an educational problem. The parents go home and they say, oh, my kid, he kind of enjoys his karate class. Or if they get a postcard, they certainly don't pass the postcard around. If you send us all of your students, your complete student database, and we can email out things to your students that explain your school, the benefits of your program, and upcoming events and seminars, all mom has to do when she receives that at home is, what do you do when you get an email you're impressed with? You hit the button and send it to 10 of your friends. So if each one of your students' parents emailed 10 emails to each one of their friends, 10 times your students, you just got that out. And once they're in the program, then we can start educating them. It's a real fast way to build your database and to get viral marketing going through your community. Now we have a couple pieces that'll be done sometime first part of July. They're going to be perfect for this type of program for you. But in the meantime, make sure we get those lists in there. All right, let's talk about student retention. What, did I spell it wrong? Sure I did. Forgive my spelling. I was busy in high school doing other things. The retention program, once again, how much does it cost you to get a new student? If you can keep a student just a little longer, what's the value in that? For every month they stay, you get another month's tuition. For every year they stay, you get another year's tuition. For every day that they're in your school, you have another opportunity to market to their friends and their sphere of influence. Once again, we've got a program of retention that is going to allow this to get through your community, through those students. It's a gateway through those students. So let's review here quickly. We've got a lead generation system. We have a follow-up system for each one of those leads you get us. Now this follow-up system, Master Clark has invested, we're probably coming up on $75,000 now on what he spent just on the systems and just on the content that we'll send to each one of those leads. So that's a great value. You send us 100 leads, we're going to put a $75,000 campaign on each and every one of those guys. We've got our student upgrade program. We can educate your students about a higher level of training, about the benefits of long-term training in the martial arts, and where they're going to understand exactly what the benefits are going to be if they see their way through to black belt or advanced training. And we have a retention program to keep your kids in the program for longer periods of time. There's several different benefits on that. So that's the first part of the marketing program. I will continue to do these little vignettes and try to keep people up and ask questions. If you have any questions, call the office, talk to Ms. Harrison, and schedule a phone conference with me. I'll take as much time as I need to walk you through any of these parts of this program. Thank you very much for this section. Let's go on to section number 2.